I said, what? He said, that elephant pee, you can't get that off your hands for days. I said, you're joking. He said, no matter what you wash your hands in, he said, it's not going to come out. That won't come out. So I got in the car.
I wasn't going to say, Phil.
No, I got in the car, I'd washed my hands, got in the car and switched the heater on and was driving down the road. And as the heat was blowing onto my hands, I relived the entire experience. And I relived that experience for about 3 days.
Now, the one thing that a lot of people will remember you for, certainly I remember you for, was doing the links for the children's programmes in the afternoon. What a lot of people might not know is that you also did all the technical side as well.
Yeah, it was a fully operational continuity desk. So all the faders and all the buttons, everything did something. And because when we weren't in the broom cupboard, I used to switch the camera off at the end of our session, and the spinning world used to be where the camera was on the button. And then I'd go home, and it always used to make me laugh because we'd leave our studio with cuddly toys hanging off the ceiling, and there'd be pictures along the back. And I knew that evening, as the continuity announcer said, "Now on BBC1's Panorama," that he had all this stuff around him, our stuff. And they said to me right from day one, because we were upstarts and there was no script, that we'd wander into presentation, you know, the most tightly run department in the whole of the BBC, you know, that everything has to be slick and on time and the whole thing. They said, when you go in there, don't touch anything, will you? That you don't need to touch. So I said, no, of course not. I said, and don't ever, ever touch the spinning world. Don't touch the clock. Don't ever touch the clock. They said, no, no, no. It's because you've got nothing to do with you. That's adult television. It's not children. So I said, OK, all right, well, I understand. I said, so don't mess. I said, no, 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 that's fine. I won't mess. And one day, you could cut through pictures, mix your own pictures and things. And I got lost in the desk. And I just pressed one button, and up came the spinning world. I transmitted it in children's, and you could hear people next door going,
he's pressed the button!
And that was it. I wandered down the desk, trying to find, and I eventually lost my sound, trying to find, and I cut up pictures of everything that I wasn't supposed to touch, I transmitted.
Well, I think we should see this nightmare. Here it comes.
On Monday, hang on a minute, let me do it again, shall I? Don't forget, on BBC Two, this weekend, we've got... watch this, here we go. What happened after that was I'd only been there for about 6 weeks, and there was I could hear as I waved goodbye, total silence, and waved goodbye into the weekend, and I put my hand up to my face and I thought, I see, I'm going to get sacked, and I could hear coming up the corridor.
Here he comes.
Assistant head of presentation, 4 or 5 people, and it was like I was about to be arrested, and they burst in through the door and said, would you like to come with us, please? My God, it's all over. And they dragged me out and walked me. I was frog marched downstairs to the head of presentation, a guy called Malcolm. And thank God, as I walked in through the door, and these people were ready to sack me, and as I walked in through the door, he burst out laughing. He said, dear boy, he said, just marvellous. He said, it's the worst thing we've ever transmitted. Congratulations. Thankfully, he laughed.
Ladies and gentlemen, please say thank you to the man who never seems to get any older, Mr. Philip Schofield. Come on. Thanks very much. A pleasure. Thank you very much. But the nightmares aren't over yet. There's still loads more to come on this screen of screams.